Hi, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. This is going to be a two-part book haul video. I think it's sort of the season where clubs and organizations are quite often having sales to kind of, sort of in the spirit of spring cleaning. So that's why I have kind of a large selection of books to show you right now. Don't even really have a good place to put them all. So I haven't sorted them by genre or anything like that. It's just kind of as you see them, as I find them, that's how you're going to see them. So we know that Peterson's is a reliable name in the field guide business. And this one is 7 1/4 by 4 1/2. And this one is the Field Guide to Mammals. I don't believe that I have this. So, oh, I love that. Footprints, or I guess maybe we call them tracks if they're animals. Okay, what is the year? 1952, and this version is 1976. Huh. Holy cow. The guy that wrote this was born in, William Burt was born in 1903. Okay, so, the pages are matte. Some tables back here, which are, dental formulae for land mammals. So it tells you, okay, I don't understand. Well, it tells you the total number of teeth, I guess. But it tells you how many incisors, how many canines, how many premolars, how many molars, upper and lower. Oh, I see. U is upper, L is lower. And, and I guess this says probably 2 on that side and 2 on that side. That's what I'm thinking. Haven't read this, of course. Okay, this will help identifying skulls picked up in the field. Huh. Oh, yeah. I don't know that we'd be looking that closely to identify. Oh, God. I opened right to the page on bats. Well, I guess they are mammals, aren't they? So, Carol, this one's for you, baby. It's alphabetical. Bats and other bats, bears, fur-bearing mammals, wait, who do I know? Somebody I know. I think a relative picked up one of these, a Fisher or a Martin, on their wildlife cam. Weasels, I've seen weasels. I've seen foxes and coyotes. I don't think I've ever seen a wolf. Luckily, I've never seen any of these guys. Anyway, I don't have to do an inventory of animals. And of course, I have seen bison because there's a huge provincial park between where I live and Edmonton. And they have, look at all these skulls. They have bison there. And in fact, they, and other animals, of course, they have shipped them to Russia and other countries that need to repopulate their numbers. Botanicas. Do you remember years ago when Costco had a giant, sorry about this top, it's got glue or something on it, but I just walked Gertie and it was so windy, this sweater wasn't quite enough over my other clothes. Anyway, they have this great big green hard cover. I haven't looked at it in years. I don't know if it's one book or two in a slipcase, and it's Botanica brand, and it's got millions of photos in it. This one is so heavy. It's got over 1,000 pages and over 2,000 roses listed. The paper is pretty nice. It's not, I wouldn't really call it glossy. So, I mean, you can see the sorts of sizes, and isn't that gorgeous? Do they do that on every, let's see what tea looks like. Ah, tea roses. What do they do for the next one? UV. Beautiful with the rain or the dewdrops. Yikes, what was that? Gertie, what are you doing? Anyway, this is great. And I also checked before I turned on the camera. It does have a sewn-in binding. Well, here I think maybe the book is cracking because it's so big, but it is a sewn-in binding. So these pages would make great signatures because they're the perfect size. 7 3/4 by, excuse me, 5 3/4, which is a bit wide, but a little trimming would take care of that. Okay, where am I going to put all these things? I think I have to make a pile on the floor. Okay, this one I picked up because it's cute. Cute, cute, cute. A bag full of puppies. A bag full of puppies. How do they do that? You won't have, or well, maybe you will. Excuse me. Maybe you will have seen this by the time this video airs, but I did a video earlier today. Like I didn't have enough videos already scheduled. So I think this is my 4th one of the day, which may explain my voice. Anyway, the video was on these kinds of glossy book jackets. So if you tune into that, you will see some strategy. Oh, nice. Some strategies for dealing, being able to use them. So there's some rips and so on. This is cute. Look at that dog groomer. What sweet illustrations. That's, I just flipped through it and thought, yeah, this looks like it's got, Mommy has a cookie for Precious. That must be Precious. I just thought this looked, oh, and there's a barn and some cows, chickens, pooch, a bag full of puppies. I might have to read this. 1981. I think that I could probably finish this in one evening if I play my cards right. Okay. That's going to be like a house of cards on the floor. I can just tell. Where am I going to put this tape? Okie dokie. This next one, I want to know about deserts, insects, and farm animals. Children's Press, Chicago. Are they going to give us a date? No, 1958. Huh, that's so nice and clear. The book itself is in great shape. And look at these. I didn't even see this, to be honest. I just flipped through. I saw that there were some cute illustrations. Look at the large print. Wow. So, I mean, obviously this is really nice. There are many kinds of cows. When he goes to the field, they follow him. Okay, so that's the farm animals section. These must be what? What are we talking about here? Insects? Insects. There's the beginning. Insects, the true book of insects. And this part here is the desert. So that is cool. Okay. Hand-stitched home. And I've said this before, you know, these kinds of books, you know what to expect when you open them. They tend to have really nice photography. They're sort of that granny chic kind of approach. This is 2013. And I did a video on doodling and some, you know, some of these kinds of books, but, you know, obviously smaller and maybe a little easier to put in a tote bag or a purse. So it's got some diagrams and examples of stitching. Panels for glazed doors. And of course, you know, most of us love these sorts of these sorts of photographs, vignettes of interiors, even if we wouldn't necessarily like to live with that particular style. Oh, covered button kits. I mean, covered buttons. I have a lot of kids. That's another. I just did a three-parter. Oh, I better close the door. Sorry. I texted, "Are you going to bring Chinese food home?" Apparently not. He did bring something else though, so we'll see. Anyway, I was saying I did a three-part video on using some of these embroidered linens that we have, but I might have to look at this and see. Okay, they obviously made this pelmet for a window.
Was Gertie out?
Yes. Okay, what are they saying about this? Oh, I guess that's just a close-up of the project. Was Gertie out? Yes, she was. It is so windy. Every time the wind rustled some grass or, you know, the trees don't have any leaves on them yet, but she'd get spooked. It was a little bit funny. Okay. That is cool. So looks like I might have to actually read this one before I decide what to do with it. Whether to sell it or rip it up. Even those sorts of photos, like, are they just not beautiful? I cannot leave little twists of vintage silk thread on a market stall. They simply have to come home and reside in my silks tin next to my French antique collar box of wools. Oh yeah, that's a collar box. Anyway, lovely. How nice is that? Okay, so that was hand-stitched home. Embroidered inspirations, ideas, and projects. Oh, look at these chair covers. Well, or chair back covers, anyway. Nice. Nice, nice. Aren't you glad that I like what I bought? I picked it, so I should like it. I haven't had a chance to look and see whether, and this is my second copy of this book, but who could resist this cover? Splendid silk ribbon embroidery, embellishing clothing, linens, and accessories by Chris Rankin. And this one is 1997, 1996. So you can imagine what you're going to see in here. Silk ribbon by machine. Look at that christening gown. Wedding album. I do have silk ribbon, and then what I thought was silk ribbon, I should have known that the price was too good to be silk. It's actually polyester ribbon that isn't, you know, the right width for doing silk ribbon embroidery. So yeah, a lot of beautiful things here. And of course, I love using these kinds of, well, this has a lot of writing on it, but even so, that would be cute on a masterboard because it's so delicate and sweet. Fancy. Fancy, fancy. So that is that one. Now, doesn't this, whoops, oh darn it. Okay, hang on. Jeez, sorry guys. I'm encountering a few difficulties. Too many books. Is there such a thing as too many books? Okay, this one is called Stitch, Handmade Style. And again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You know what you're going to get when you see a cover like this. Geez, I don't think this one has ever been opened. So let me not be the one to break its back. Probably no copyright in front because I see that the price is in pounds. So this is at the back. So the person wrote the year that they bought it, the year and the month they bought it, and where and how much they paid. So this was 2007. Oh, using a mathematical compass to draw a circle on fabric. If you wanted to have a nice, if you wanted a round circle as opposed to a circle with corners and lopsided. Oh, a drawn thread for you to make sure everything is nice and square. This photography is a little, maybe not as nice as the previous book, but it still has its place. Ada cloth. Look how cool those bookmarks are. And any of us could do a project like that. A brooch cushion. Oh, a yo-yo. Huh. I don't know if they show us a picture of it completed, or do they do that? Oh, those aren't yo-yos, those are button covers. Yeah, this book isn't quite as good as the last one, I would say, in terms of photography. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't still rank right up there. That's how you do a drawn work. Is that the right word for it? Hem stitching, to prepare for hem stitching. I've talked about this and drawn your attention to it in the past on thrifted items where you're pulling a thread so that you have that little design. I think I used to know how to do it back in the day, but I also haven't stitched any big pieces like that for a long time. Very nice. Okay. I wonder if this is the same person that would have donated this book. Okay, Sewing Bits and Pieces, 35 projects using fabric scraps. So clearly, special purchase Fabricland. I need to look through this as well. Look at look how cool that is. Oh, it's got little borders. That's why it looks like that. Okay. So, let's see. Do we have a year here? 2010. So, kitchen, bed and bath, children, party, crafts, and adults. Oh, they do have yo-yos in here. Page 113. There they are. I was selling yo-yos. If you don't want to make your own, I was selling them at a heck of a price at our April live sale that Joni, Not So Fast Joni, and I do. Do they recommend a certain fabric? Oh, this person says that they decorate their family Christmas tree with a garland of red and white yo-yos. In olden times, entire quilt tops were constructed out of yo-yos as well as toys with yo-yos for arms and legs. Truly a versatile little project made even better by the fact that you can tote it in. And that's true. That would be a good car craft kind of thing. They don't talk about the type of fabric. And I think you've probably seen, if you've seen yo-yos, you know that they're done from everything from cotton to denim to, man, these pages are pretty flashy. Library tote. Forest owl. Woodland bunny. Mary Jane slippers. Brick road skirt. Some of these things, they're a little bit like recipes in cookbooks. If they have too many supplies, too many steps, no thank you. Applique on pillows. Sachet for herbs. This is a good book. This obviously I have to spend some time with. Okay. This one is the Science Book of Color. It's a hardcover. And that's almost hard on the eyes, that fuchsia or purple or whatever you want to call it. Okay, 1991. Okay, making color. So they're talking about using, here we're using onion skins to make dye. There's beet juice there. Printing patterns. Oh, so that's like marbling. See, and this is so kid-friendly that I think any of us could do it. Color test. Oh, chopped red cabbage. So they're almost doing it like a science experiment. So obviously I'm going to have to look at those little hands there. You can tell who this book is geared for. Hey, I could use that peacock if I ever started my peacock journal. This one has kind of a grungy looking cover. How to grow houseplants. I might even have my original copy of this, because I used to love these Sunset books. 1976. So it has some photography, which is non-glossy, but it also has all of these illustrations just with, you know, the green as a secondary color. Look at that skirt. So, you know, a person obviously tear or cut around them. You've got enough botanical embellishments for days, years. Paper's getting a little, has some patina to it from its age. Yeah, this was a good one. Okay, keep going. This one, I know that I have at least one other copy, which would have been my own original copy. Reader's Digest Complete Guide to Needlework. You know what I'm going to say. You know I'm going to say love the landscape format. I could probably even teach myself that basic crochet stitch that I want to learn from a book like this. This buff colored index is cool. The photography is not so bad. Oh, I didn't tell you what year it is. It has to be, I think, 70s maybe? 70s, 80s? 79. So the pages are matte, and of course they would fold like so to become signature pages. So there's rug hooking. And okay, so that's rug making. Fringing. Oh, macrame, please. I never could get the hang of that. Thank goodness it didn't. That fad didn't last that long. Bob and lace techniques. Now, honestly, when I look at that, I want to pretty well poke myself in the eye. That's not my thing. No, 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 no. But some people must have been able to learn how to do it. Yeah, look at this. A shawl with tatted border. I mean, I think a lot of us probably own this book. Oh, look at all these teal squares. And yellow and green and pink. So if in fact this is my lovely, if in fact this is my second or third copy, then I think I feel like I could begin to rip into it. One of the very first things that I started saving for, collecting things for, was a sewing journal. And I know that I have the cover done. I know I have a deep bin full of stuff. These are all the embroidery stitches. So what is holding me up? That's beautiful in itself. So this is a lovely, lovely book. I think I told you that I booked a table, paid for a table, at an upcoming doll and toy show. Well, upcoming, end of May. And I thought, maybe someone would be interested in buying an old book like this. Like when I spoke to the organizer, the person who was, originated the idea. This is the 5th year in a row, apparently. She said, oh, no, books don't sell. So what have I been acquiring and pulling together? Books, of course. So we'll see. Wouldn't be the first time I read the market wrong. Oh, dear. But again, it seems to me, look at that cute little coat. Well, and the hat, too. My goodness. Toddler babe body, approximately 24 inches. That is so damn cute. And a little knitted dress. Oh my goodness. Now you have to know what you're doing, obviously. But how sweet is this book? Now, I thought I saw, could it be possible that somebody paid $52.50 for this book? Like, what is that? Is that insane? Now, is this Australia? It says Kangaroo Press. 1992, Australia. And I think their dollars are similar to ours, so it's not like there's a big difference there. I thought this was very cool also. Landscape Doctor. Do-it-yourself remedies for home planting problems. Sarah Jane Von Trapp. Von Trapp. So this price of GST included, $21.35. The reason I thought this was good is because these are like watercolor illustrations. So, you know, that automatically ups the ante. So every single thing in here isn't, well, no, spoke too soon. That's a photograph. But these are watercolors. So again, huge possibilities for fussy cutting, fussy tearing. Cool. Oh, if I want to feel inadequate with the macrame, another way to feel bad is to look at these things, these Magic Eye things. It used to be that there'd be a Magic Eye puzzle with the Saturday comic section of the journal. And I was a voracious journal reader, subscriber for 30 or 40 years. Oh, are these the answers? And I don't think I ever, not that the puzzles were around that long, but I don't think I ever successfully saw the picture that was hidden in the thing. This is 1995. Oh, well, I can see a baseball player there. And maybe that guy's a football player. Yeah, I don't think I have the... let me guess. Van Gogh? What is the point here? So page 88. Oh, hidden in there, which of course I cannot see, is an artist palette and a brush. So I think the idea was that you were supposed to squint or something and you'd be able to, oh, look at all those golf tees. So, of course, I don't care if I can't see this. I just thought these were awesome, awesome pages. These are nails, for heaven's sakes. Like carpenter nails. Anyway, I think there's some possibilities here. And again, the loveliness of a, oh, fortune cookies. Loveliness of the horizontal, oh, this is letting go, of the landscape format. So that was Magic Eye Gallery, a showing of 88 images. And I think if I looked at that much longer, I'd get a headache. Okay, maybe I'll leave these guys for the end. I picked this one up with Sandy in mind. Sailing ships, Beautiful burgundy cover. Beautiful book. Why do I keep finding these ship books? 9 by 12. This book is broken, but you know, obviously this will get into a box with her name on it. 1981. So look at those end papers. Glossary with some, look at that. And photography and black and white stuff and pen and ink type drawings. Again, you know, much as I love that lady, I don't understand the appeal, but she comes from that sort of a background. Her relatives, I guess, you know, were sailors or whatever, so, oh, see, that just broke there too. So, this is a book this size and it's just glued in. So, obviously, Sandy, you will have lots of stuff. She loves fussy cutting. Helps her relax. So, this one has your name on it. Okie dokie. The Gardener's Guide. Oh, that's a nice green cover. Beautiful condition. How to grow more than 500 varieties of flowers, trees, and shrubs from azaleas to zinnias. And it is another one of those glossy, plasticized 10 by 8.5 dust covers. Dust jackets. Book jackets. Dusty book jacket covers. So, again, I have a lot of books with flower pictures, but what I thought was kind of appealing were these black sort of, you know, pen and ink type drawings on a colored backdrop. I don't know if they're all, looks like they're yellow, light yellow throughout. So, again, lots of, see, Terry Tulips, lots of opportunity for using this part as well as the photography. And the pages aren't bad in terms of glossiness. And I didn't tell you the date. 91. So, and of course that cover is pretty darn nice. So, what else have we got here? Handmade paper from Naturals. Diane Flowers is the author. Imagine that. Same sort of cover. Look at that. Oh, let me tell you the year. I put together some handmade paper packets that I had for sale as well. I've been hoarding a lot of that for years and years, like maybe 15 or 20. 2009, because of course I was buying some of that stuff by the sheet, you know, with the embedded petals and so on. I also have some experience in actually making my own paper. And I have the, what are those things called? Couching cloths, but what are the, oh, I can't think of the name for the frame. What is it called? Oh, the decal. These screens, you know, the decal thing. And I hope I still have the mixer, the, what do you call it, blender that you use to chop up the papers. I just thought this was really pretty nice. And, of course, the paper that I made that summer, I took a course at it was a summer program at a college. And, of course, I have been hoarding it because, you know, that's what you do, baby. But maybe one of these days I should set up my camera in the kitchen and make a big mess on the island and do some of that. Okay, traditional paper crafts, parchment crafts, stencil, embossing, paper pricking, and quilling. 10 1/4 by 8. Now this is an older book. You can just tell. For paper crafters around the world, past, present, and future. Oh, that's vellum. Fancy. Pretty glossy paper, though. Where? Oh, this is a UK thing, too. 2000. Paper quilling. Oh, ornaments. Starting to quill. All the tools you need. Holy cow, look how intricate that is. Freestanding gilded paper cross, which could be used for a small altar in a house or in a lady chapel. It's pretty special. Okay, paper piercing. I think I could probably do that. And do they... I didn't see patterns at the back. How are you supposed to do this? Oh, yes. This was when they thought that we would tear a book apart to enlarge it on a photocopier. Us tear books apart? What are they talking about? Victorian scraps, fancy scissors, embossing tools. So again, as I've said in the past, there is something to be gained from looking back at some of the origins of the things we like to do now, and maybe rediscovering that some of the old ways are perhaps just as valid now as they were when the craft was first introduced to the public. And if not, there's certainly enough pages here that would be good for, you know, collage fodder or whatever. Traditional paper crafts. Okay, we're getting, well, we're not at the end. Who am I kidding? The Greystone Encyclopedia of Crafts. Almost 11 by 8 1/4. And we can almost guess that this was going to be the 70s. Not suitable for children without adult supervision. 1975. Oh, ho, ho. Imagine if this was your boyfriend. Oh dear, I shouldn't poke fun at him. We all, or many of us, lived through the 70s. Basket weaving. Oh. Egg writing. Wire jewelry. Look at this. Oh, those are stencils. I did a video a while back on using those stencils. Quilting. I actually ordered a set of templates because I have a million quilting circles, and I ordered the hexagon things so that I could do something like this and use those things up, because of course I feel bad that they're just sitting. Macrame. Oh, let's skip over that. Remember when straw flowers were The big decoration in the house. Hardly any dust in those things. Making simple pinch pots. Tissue paper, flowers. This is stumbling down memory lane. Didn't we all have a chair like that too? Bentwood rocker. Oh, that little baby. Oh, macrame pot hanger, or pot holder. What do you call them? Hanging baskets. Anyway, again, I'm scarred by the experience. Okay. Oh, I love this kind of stuff, though. Seems to me I did some of that. Some beading. Oh, look at that blouse. Wow. She quilted the fabric first. Not quilted, but, you know, pieced the fabric first. Yowza. That's a hard way to get a blouse. Modeling. Motifs from ancient Mexico. Threading bead fringes. Ooh, working with chamois. Pictures printed from nature. Sewing a big bad beanbag mouse. Big bad beanbag mouse. Anyway, that is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Okay. Harvest of Dreams, 1891 to 1991, Children of Pioneers. Now, I flipped through this. This would have been, okay, so it says, coinciding with the 100th anniversary of Ukrainians in Canada, 314-page documentary comprising 500 photos, 180 original poems, blah, blah, blah. The people that wrote this book kind of, well, I don't know them, of course, but they're kind of just in this, like a lot of Ukrainians settled in Alberta, kind of in this northeast zone, so it's an area that I know. Oh, so there's all this poetry. Let's see some of those photos. Man, that's a lot of poetry. Okay, some photos. So I would expect that there might be some things. Don't tell me, this isn't a history book, I don't think. You know, when the province was celebrating its 75th anniversary, they made grant money available to communities who wanted to write their local history books. And I, of course, was on the committee and did a lot of the writing for our history book. So there is a whole plethora of these kinds of things, you know, in basements, on bookcases, in libraries. But they're just sort of, you know, pictures of real life. But I'm just trying to figure out if they're family-based. In the book we did, we would have a family name, and then they'd get however many pages of however long their story was. I don't quite get what's going on here, but I don't need to. I just need to use what's Bradway School. Yeah, it almost is like anyway, you see what I'm seeing here. It's almost like their own family history, and maybe the history of the area is kind of a sideline, is a, you know, bonus part. Okay, So there's this one, and then I'll end off with some magazines. I thought this might be important. It says iron-on transfers from the heart, hundreds of designs. I have other books that we had as a reference when my mom and I had our shop. These are perhaps a little more simplistic, maybe not quite, not as detailed or intricate. But I know that lately I've been selling a number of Aunt Martha's. See, she bought this in 2008 at Goodwill, not Goodwill, but Goodwill for $2.49. Been selling a number of Aunt Martha's kits. So I don't know if there's a resurgence in using those. Like, I'm not sure why people are buying them. I know one person who reached out for me wanting a certain thing. This was through my Etsy shop. She was a grandmother, and she wanted to do, I guess, some embroidery for this child that was going to be born. But anyway, what I thought is that I could take this book apart and perhaps put several sheets in bundles and sell them that way for people who maybe, you can certainly, see, this one I would keep and use in my school thing. Are these perforated perchance? No, they're not. But I would obviously keep the ones I want. And as you know, because you iron it face down, this is backwards when you look at it this way. And there's always a transfer of sort of a shadow effect. Anyway, that was my thinking on grabbing this. So there, you may see that coming to a live sale near you. So the rest of these are basically these sorts of magazines, and they are expensive. This was 2012, and this cost $16 back then. So I have never yet, or maybe I had a duplicate of one of them. I was going to say I've never yet taken one of these apart. I don't know. They seem a little too precious to me. So this, I believe, is sort of inspiration between two covers. So I will add this to my collection and just use them as, as Zig Ziglar used to say, priming the pump. Or as Julia Cameron would say, an artist play date. Look at that. Where you just refresh and renew and get re-inspired just by indulging your own senses and doing that sort of thing. Okay, so this one says, The Best of Stampington and Company, handcrafted. And this is also 2012, and it was also $16. So this paper is not as good. Very shiny. But again, inspiration, baby. I would never do this, but that doesn't matter. You know. If you know, you know. So I haven't flipped through these at all. I wanted to share them with you before I move them to the bedroom for bedtime reading. Okay, this one has to be older because it was only $10. We don't have a year. Oh, 2013. Oh. Why is it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Somerset Studio, The Art of Paper and Mixed Media. Well, hey, calling my name, baby. If I did take it apart, wouldn't that be great collage fodder? Wouldn't that be inspiration for an art journal page? And of course, have I had a chance lately to work in my art journal or my glue book? No, I haven't. Okay, and this was where they also included a few sheets of paper. And for the longest time, I kept them intact. Lately, if I encounter these, you know, in a thrift store or wherever, I have now begun tearing these pages out and using them. Even the ads are pretty good sometimes. Raw umber brown, linen, honeycomb, dove gray, and silver. Okay, 3 more, and I'm letting you go. Now this one is Australian Paper Crafts. Of course, I have no... Oh, 2006. And it cost $10 even back then. Didn't flip through this. Oh, look at all that purple. That's worth the price of admission right there. So again, typical product type ads. Oh, know-how. Scored folds, masking, embossing, and color cutters. Color cutters, whatever that means. Aussie Glamour Girls. Glamour is what makes a man ask for your telephone number, but it is also what makes a woman ask for the name of your dressmaker. These are cool. So even these quotes, that's kind of interesting. Fashion is what one wears oneself. What is unfashionable is what other people wear. Oh, that's a bit of snark. Vintage dress forms. So this is obviously, you know, stamp designs. So it looks like there's a card making aspect to this. This one I probably would cut up, but we'll see. Anyway, okay. This one is, now see, I've never had this. Sew, Somerset. The Art of Creative Sewing with Mixed Media. Now, this would be, like, I would consider this like a reference book. Simply scrappy, shabby notepads. Look at these. Okay, what are we calling this? The Little White Book of Everyday Inspirations. Isn't that beautiful? So it's kind of slow stitching, and it's machine stitching, and it's tabs. Oh, excuse me. I think that's the first time I've ever yawned on a video. Remnants collages. If I find anything in here that I think that you would be interested in, I will adapt it into a video idea. And then the final one, actually, I thought there was... You know what? I might have this one, and if I do, I might be tempted to cut one up. Somehow that cover looks familiar. Okay. Somerset Memories, Artistic Scrapbooking, and More. Now this is, 2013. Okie dokie. So, you know, oh, excuse me. I got a good night's sleep. What's up? Okay, so this is artist paper. Quite a few of them, so I'm going to yank those out. This looks like it's sort of you know, obviously scrapbooking layouts. So that's not to say that there isn't something to learn from those. Anyway, I need to end this video. It's probably gone on a long time, and who knows, it looks like I need to lie down, and it's only 7:45. Yikes. Okay, guys, I hope you have enjoyed this. Maybe you want to tell me in the comments what your favorite book or magazine was, and if you have any bright ideas for what I should be doing with them. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and as I said, there will be another part from a different day's thrifting. So thanks, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.